It seems like MoNique is not holding back any punches with Oprah and Taraji P. Henson, as she just exposed them both on social media. But she had more fire for Taraji, whom she accused of trying to protect Oprah after she ranted about Oprah's low pay and poor treatment of actresses on the set of The Color Purple. MoNique called out Taraji for being a hypocrite and said that Taraji basically helped Oprah, but in the process ruined her own image. Y'all know that MoNique and Oprah have been at odds for a long time now, so she dragged Taraji for siding with Oprah and pointed out how awful Oprah has been to black women for years. Y'all, MoNique did not come to play because she came with the tea and the receipts. So let me fill you in on the drama. Shannon Sharpe is on a mission to cause as much chaos as he can this year because he just dropped another interview with MoNique, and trust me when I say it is nothing but wild. We're still trying to get over the very messy interview that he did with Cat Williams at the beginning of the year, where Cat spilled all the tea on everyone in Hollywood and their masters. And just when we thought it couldn't get any crazier than that, well, MoNique just joined the conversation, and it turns out it got much crazier. See, there are very few people in Hollywood who despise the industry as much as Cat and MoNique do, and it's not hard to see why they would feel some type of way about people in the industry, because they did MoNique dirty after her feud with Oprah. Now for some background, Oprah and MoNique had a fallout back in 2009 after Oprah and Tyler Perry produced the movie Precious, which MoNique was the lead of. After MoNique had done her contractual duties, Oprah and Tyler decided they wanted to go on a press run. Now, even though MoNique was not keen to leave her family to go on that tour, she eventually changed her mind and agreed to go. But things went south when Oprah told her she was not going to get paid for that press tour, and she would have to cover all travel expenses out of her own pocket. Now, of course, MoNique stood her ground on this, because she was already underpaid for the role to begin with some sources claiming she only got paid $50,000, and of course that was before taxes, agent fees, union fees, and all the other cuts. So in reality, MoNique was really paid pennies for the movie. So her paying for the press tour would have been costing her money. But Oprah didn't care, and when MoNique refused, she allegedly got MoNique blacklisted. Even though MoNique had won several major awards for her role in Precious, including an Oscar, nobody in the industry wanted to work with her anymore. Now, to be fair to MoNique, she spoke up back then and called Oprah out for not only blacklisting her, but also underpaying her for the role. Unfortunately, most people didn't listen to her, and she didn't get the support of the people in the industry. Well, fast forward 13 years to 2023, and Taraji P. Henson came out to complain that Oprah did the same thing to her, and she almost didn't take the role in The Color Purple, because the pay was simply too low.
I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary. And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this? If it's all just for me, why are you here?
But unlike MoNique, Taraji got a lot of backing and Oprah got roasted online. Well, in the interview with Shannon Sharpe, MoNique mentioned the whole Taraji situation, and she said that a few years ago, she tried to talk to Taraji about how black women were getting lowballed in Hollywood, but Taraji didn't want to hear it at the time.
However, Taraji and I had a conversation over a decade ago.
Yes.
In my trailer, when I was doing the MoNique show. And she said, you got to keep on getting it until your turn comes. And I said, Taraji, most of us die before our turn comes. We got to ask for it right now. Now, I understand that because there was a time I felt the same way.
Exactly.
Because that's what I was told.
Right.
You just keep going and we'll get them the next time. We'll get them the next time. We'll get them the next time. And the next time never comes.
She then said that she had been battling for this cause for a long time, but people never really cared about her.
Now, when I said it,
why didn't it get the traction when you said it that when she said it, now all of a sudden everybody is coming, and I don't have a problem. I'm glad.
Yes.
But if you said this a decade ago, and I remember you saying it over a decade ago, why didn't it get the traction? Why didn't it get the support? Why wasn't it propped up when MoNique said it?
I think there's a few reasons why. Number one, it was the messenger. I should just be grateful I got invited to the party. You a big fat black woman. How dare you be the one? And then on top of that, you're saying names. You're saying Oprah's name out loud. You're saying Tyler's name out loud. You're saying Lee's name out loud. You're saying Lionsgate out loud. That's not what we do. We say they. We say the people. We say the studio. We say the producers. How dare you actually say our heroes' names?
You're very specific.
These are our heroes. How could you say their names out loud?
She then continued to expose Taraji for still trying to defend Oprah after Oprah mistreated her so badly on The Color Purple. She also revealed that there's been a lot of bad blood between Oprah and Taraji, and I'm referring to this video where fans noticed there was a lot of discomfort between Taraji and Oprah at a promotional event for the movie.
Oh, hey, y'all are back.
Did you think you could escape? No.
Okay, awesome. Get him. I know it's cold.
I can't see a thing.
MoNique alleged that Oprah was trying to punish Taraji and also warn other actresses that they don't want to cross her.
Right.
So what they said was, we're going to beat MoNique really good. We're going to sit her down. And I made it public. Financially, my family took a hit, Shannon. And when I tell you we took a hit,
Right.
we took a hit. So when you see our sister go through that, you see her go through, and we act like our eyes didn't see what it saw when we watched that promotion happen with The Color Purple.
Right.
We wanted to act like we didn't see how Oprah Winfrey treated Taraji. In my humble opinion, when you saw her walk up, you saw that there was tension. You saw that there was something happening.
Right.
And then when you see Taraji write her a love letter, it's like, listen, we got to stand tall and stand strong on what we know. We know you were mistreated. We know it wasn't right. We know it was unfair. And then you turn around and say, oh, but Lady O handled it. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that, because that allows Lady O to keep on doing what she's doing. And we're in a position of, I don't want to say nothing because we saw how MoNique got whooped.
And by love letter, she was talking about this post that Taraji made after the event, where she gushed over Oprah for being the greatest thing ever. She wrote, "It's so important for Black women and all women of color to support each other. It is also imperative to have women of color in decision-making positions across all industries. Miss Oprah has been nothing but a consistent and strong source of inspiration to all the cast of The Color Purple." She went on, "She has given us encouragement, guidance, and unwavering support. She told me personally to reach out to her for anything I needed, and I did. It took one call, one conversation, and one decision-making Black woman to make me feel heard. Thank you, Miss Oprah, for all that you do. Honey, even a blind man can see that Taraji made that post out of pure fear, and there was no love involved, like she said." But MoNique was not done, and she also slammed Taraji for letting Oprah disrespect her by choosing her for the role and then making her audition for it. She said that it was a power move by Oprah and Taraji fell for it. For those of y'all who don't get how this works, while it's definitely normal for actors to audition for roles, it's not normal for them to audition for roles that they have been selected for. Selecting an actor for a role means that the producer is confident they are going to nail that role. So sure, they might be asked to come in for a reading or something, but they never have to audition. And this usually happens to top artists who have proven themselves to be great. So by asking Taraji to audition after being selected, Oprah was sending her the message that yeah, she's great, but Oprah still has the upper hand.
People don't understand how deep this goes. When I watch my sister say it was an honor to be handpicked,
Right.
then why ever would you audition?
Yeah.
And the moment, in my opinion, the moment she auditioned, they knew we got him. We can treat them any kind of way we want to treat them. We can do them any kind of way.
But why would you want to?
Why?
Just because you can, that doesn't mean you should.
But they did. But they did. How do you handpick me and then mistreat me?
Yes.
And then I got to send a letter to you about the mistreatment that you gave me. That's why they're able to get away with it.
And she said that Taraji hurt the other actresses on the show by doing that because it made them also suffer from Oprah's abuse.
It's not how many times you say yes. It's how many times you say no. And the moment our baby auditioned, they got set up for no trailers. They got set up for no food. They got set up for no drivers because now in their mind, they think you're desperate.
Right.
So when Oprah does the one-on-one with Taraji and she begins to run down her credits, the great Taraji P. Henson, then why ever would you allow the audition to happen? Why ever would you allow that? Why wouldn't you go to that studio and say,
She doesn't have to.
she doesn't have to, I handpicked them. So either our sister's not as powerful as we believe she is, or either there's not the concern that she tries to make it look like it is.
I know this might be tough to swallow, but MoNique had some very strong points because Taraji basically sacrificed herself for Oprah just to boost Oprah's image, but it backfired on her. Because Oprah dumped her to save herself when she denied any involvement in the drama and said she had no say in the paychecks that the actors got.
I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, you know, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind the scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. You know, that's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team.
MoNique also had a valid point about how Taraji made the other actresses vulnerable to being abused. Because, honey, a lot went down while they were filming that movie. They didn't even get transportation from their hotels to the set, and they didn't get lunch at all while they were working. They didn't even have their own dressing rooms, and they were all crammed into one room together. The sad thing about this is that MoNique is saying all of this after the story has changed from black actresses being underpaid to Taraji being unprofessional and whining about the low pay while promoting the movie and then blaming the movie's failure on Taraji. Well, fans are definitely on MoNique's side, with some saying, I love both MoNique and Taraji, but MoNique is right, because she was honest about her treatment, called out names, and didn't cry. There was no support for her, and sadly, when you're like that, you're labeled as angry. MoNique ripped Oprah a new one here. She did her so wrong. All for what? Ratings? Not gonna lie, after hearing this, I do think Oprah did Taraji wrong, and everything we've seen from them too is just PR. Oprah seems fake and unreliable. And finally, that's why I don't feel sorry for Taraji. She didn't stand up for MoNique when she was dragged through the media, but now that the tables have turned, we're supposed to shout protect black women. Y'all are inconsistent. Y'all, there's a lot to digest here, but now I want to hear from you. How do you feel about the situation? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and then don't forget to click here to watch the next very messy video.